And welcome back, everybody, to our Loosey Goosey show about town, whatever we want to call it, because it's Loosey Goosey. Big Daddy Russ Horton, of course, Amanda Basson, myself, Lee Lakin, and Leah Amanda joining us today, bringing you your local news every week, like we normally do. And yeah, I got a busy weekend, man. I got a really, really busy weekend. We got the car show coming up at the Acton Legion, going from 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. And we're going to talk a little bit about that through the show. Of course, we've got the gig guide with Mandy and Big Daddy Russ Horton. And yeah, who are we brought to you by?
We're brought to you by
Max Tires.
Max Tires. Don't you forget it. 905-873-9255. And they're at 61 Guelph Street. They have the lowest prices on tires. They also have licensed mechanics. Jamie and Smudge and the gang and Wendell.
And
they'll all
Smudge
take
is real
care.
people. We talk about them.
Yeah, these are real people. These are, the mechanics that have a following on Twitter, as a matter of fact. I don't know. But yeah, Smudge and Jamie's been around. Jamie was around
TNT. There for a long time.
And we got Wendell, who's he's from the Islands, man.
Oh
yes. Wendell.
Come on.
And we got quite the crew at Fred's Towing, of course, as well. An easy taxi, and you could probably have a sitcom all about all three of us.
Oh, definitely.
Turn that into a WKRP show. Just be that kind of. Yeah.
But we have a lot of fun there, and great prices, of course. And don't forget, coming up in not a few weeks from now, you're going to have to start thinking about putting your snow tires on.
Yeah.
And that's I'm not going to mention snow tires again for another couple of weeks, but I just wanted to throw it out there.
Bite your tongue.
All right. Well, Amanda is brought to you by Halton's Women's Place. And, of course, Amanda, I just wanted to say this, that you've come through some good fortune over the last few days because your friend up in Barrie, what's her name again?
Tamara Thompson.
Tamara Thompson is writing a book, and this is a children's book.
Right on.
And you are going to be illustrating the book.
Yes, I am.
So congratulations. So we just wanted to throw that out there and congratulate you.
That is very cool.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah, so
if
now
it goes into a cartoon, then I'll voice it for you.
So now you're a video star, you're a model, you're a painter. What else is there? A news director, radio announcer.
That's a long title on the business card. You got to kind of wrap the title around the business card. Right?
Yeah.
What's going on with the gig guide this week? What's happening in town?
Okay. Well, first up at the Appalachian, Saturday, August 26th, Boneyard is at 9 p.m.
Great band.
Yes, from what I hear. September 29th, 9 p.m., Flashback Friday, 70s, 80s retro hits super party with the Music Factory. Dress to impress. The more neon, the bigger the hair, the better.
Remember the afros back then?
Oh, God. I used to have one, man.
I fitted.
I used to have an afro.
Fit in.
Can you imagine Big Daddy with an afro? Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I could actually. That's the scary part.
It is.
Okay.
Curly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, curly. Yeah.
Okay, Symposium Cafe, Wednesday, August 30th. The Tone Dogs from 6 to 9 p.m.
They're popular, aren't they?
Such a good band, and such a fun bunch of guys. Like they interact with the crowd a lot too, right? So like they talk and chat.
They're all Georgetown boys, aren't they?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Or from around here, anyway.
Really nice guys. So.
Okay, the Red Harp Acton, Saturday, August 26th. The Hit Disturbers, 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. And starting September 9th, every second Saturday, they will be having jazz from 2 to 5 p.m.
Be interesting to see how that turns out.
Yeah.
This is the one. What night does that fall on? September 15th for the Furnace Room.
The Furnace Room?
Is that a Friday night or Saturday night? Or?
I'd have to look that up.
Yeah.
The Hypnotic Beer event, right?
Yeah.
I want to go to that. I've never been to one, but I've heard that they are actually hilarious.
Oh, they can get hilarious.
Like people bark and
cluck like chickens. Yes. Yes.
It is,
they are warning you.
It is a real show. I have to admit. I've been to one.
Have you? Yeah. I've never been to one. I always wanted to see it because you see it on YouTube and stuff, and some of the things that people do,
Yeah.
You just have to laugh.
You have to.
Okay, so like Russ said, Furnace Room Brewery, September 15th at 8 p.m. Hypnotic beer event with Pauline Farquhar. And yes, they do warn you, you may cluck like a chicken.
You might. You might act like a monkey.
Yes.
A duck. I've
Uh-huh.
seen. Quick story on that is I was in Vegas for work. Had a night off. Thought I'd go see George Carlin, one of my heroes. I'm a huge George Carlin fan. And I ended up walking out the show. He was just so angry. It was just so like he'd gotten so
it's
bitter
kind of
and angry.
brings the vibe
and it
right
was
down.
it was like the last couple of years before he passed away. And I was disappointed, and I went to the next theater over, and it was a guy doing hypnotic stuff. And the guy at the door says to me, he says, "Sir, sit in the middle. Don't sit on the ends of the seats, because that's who he pulls. He'll come out in the audience and pull you."
Yeah.
Right? And he'd bring like 6 people up on stage and
Yeah.
have them all doing different things. Oh, priceless. I mean, I seriously came about that close to needing a pair of Depends. So, yeah. If you get a chance to go. I really recommend it.
Saturday night at the Furnace Room is what? Greg Gingrich?
Yeah,
Yes.
I've never heard of Greg. Actually.
Saturday, August 25th or 26th is Greg
Gingrich.
Gingrich?
Yeah,
1
Gingrich.
to 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the fall fairs are coming up, of course.
Yeah, of
Yes.
course.
Acton Fall Fair, September 15th to 17th at Prospect Park, featuring Wicked Truth, Friday, September 15th at 7 p.m.
In the
and
beer
so much more.
Oh God, yeah, and that beer tent. Get there early. I'm telling you, they do. They have to stop people coming in because it just gets so jammed there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And they behave themselves at the Acton Beer Tent, not like Georgetown.
Yeah.
Remember
I
a
don't
few
know
years
about
ago?
that.
Oh, I got nasty.
Okay, Georgetown Fall Fair, September 8th to 10th at the Georgetown Fairgrounds with a lineup featuring bands like Practically Hip, Hotel California, Dufferin County Line, and many more.
That's a heavyweight lineup
That's
they
a
got
It
good
there.
lineup
is.
there. And the hip guys, most people around here have seen them. Dean and Trent, the guys. If you haven't, go see them. It's great.
Oh, they're incredible.
They do an absolute dynamite show. So they're actually considered from the hip, from Gord Downey, as the ultimate tribute. So,
Isn't that a great?
Nice.
Doesn't that must make them feel
Oh,
good?
Oh,
yeah,
it has to.
Yeah,
yeah.
but, because they are as well.
Uh-huh. Okay, Uncorked on Main, September 14th is their British Invasion Drag Night.
There's another one I want to go to.
At 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $25. Get them as soon as possible. It is limited space, so they sell fast.
No offense, Big Daddy, but you'd stick out like a sore thumb.
I would, wouldn't I? Especially if I have my accent.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, are you, love? How are
You
you,
have all
darling?
over your
Hello,
head.
good.
Oh,
Kiss
they
a
would
kiss,
be.
love. Hello, love. How are you? What's going on with the food banks?
Yeah,
Of course,
we
now.
always got to talk about the food bags.
Absolutely.
And,
Georgetown Bread Basket and the Acton Food Share, they all need your help. If you can, when you're doing your groceries, pick up a food item. Maybe consider picking up one of the pre-made bags that have much needed items that are in them. Or even going online and making a cash donation. Every little bit goes a long way to help.
And I've seen actually a couple posts on Facebook over the last week. I've seen quite a few good corporate sponsors stepping up this past week as
Oh,
well.
that's
So
awesome.
that was nice to see. It was.
Yes.
It's always good to see the corporations, the bigger companies, stepping up because some people just they're in the same boat. I know people that are on that borderline of, do I go to the food bank? Do I have enough food? They're right on that cusp of.
There are so many people now that are having to make the decision of paying their rent or mortgage. Yes, this is happening to homeowners as well.
Yep.
To going to the food bank because they can't go to the grocery store.
So please donate as
Yes.
best as you can. And like Mandy said, the easiest way is those paper bags you see at the store.
Yep.
They know exactly what the food bank's needing, so that's what's in the paper bags. And
Yep.
you don't have to shop for it. It's right there.
Your grocery stores have already done most of the legwork for you, and they are set at different pricings. So just choose a bag and bring it up to the cash with you when you check out, and
Even a couple cans
It'll
of
help.
soup, craft dinner, whatever.
You know, when you think about it, there's nothing really more important than feeding our families. And
absolutely
that
nothing.
is the top priority, paying your rent and feeding your families.
Yep.
And the scary part of it is walking into the food banks and seeing how bare they are.
Yeah.
It is.
It's just eye-opening because people out there can't give anymore. Is that the reason? Come on, guys, dig a little deeper and help your fellow man in our community, and not only this community, every community.
Yes.
All the way around. Toronto, everybody.
Everybody's
all the
having
food
It's
banks
everywhere.
are in a situation.
It's
so.
everywhere.
All right, and we're brought to you by.
Halton Women's Place.
Absolutely.
If you or anyone you know needs help getting out of a difficult situation, please, their crisis lines are open 24/7, including holidays. The Milton and Halton Hills line is 905-878-8555. I'll repeat that number again. 905-878-8555. Whether it's to a trusted friend, a family member, a co-worker, or with school coming in again, a teacher, a counselor, anybody you trust. Halton Women's Place, please, I urge you, reach out. You're not alone.
And as we were mentioning off air, Lee, and not only the ladies we're talking to here, we're talking to the guys too.
Yes, absolutely.
Anybody.
Anybody.
Yes.
Children, parents,
Yes,
adults.
anybody that
grandparents.
needs help,
Absolutely.
get it.
You know, there's reach out programs for all of them, seniors, elderly, everybody. You know, if you've got a senior you think is in a nursing home being abused, you got to speak up,
Absolutely.
man. Absolutely. Anybody being abused, doesn't matter who you are.
It's not right.
And men out there, if you're in that situation, you know what?
Don't take it. Reach
Some-
out.
Take a bite out of your pride for a little bit
Yep.
and do the right thing, because it's not just about you, it's about your children and your family as well.
That's right.
So
Absolutely.
there's my 2 cents. All right, Mandy, right on. Good guy. Thanks for joining us. You can check out Mandy every day on Halton Hills Online. She's doing our news for us on a regular basis and doing the afternoon spot as well, with Leah doing the mid-morning and Russ Horton doing the morning slot.
And that makes you our voice guy.
Absolutely.
I don't have a voice. What are you talking about? Hey, well, today's weather.
Thanks,
I
Mandy.
don't think anybody'd take me seriously if I did the weather.
No.
I really don't.
I don't think so, man.
So, all right, thanks, Mandy. We do appreciate it. And we're going to jump Leah into the air chair for our news coming up. We don't have a ton of news, do we?
not a lot.
Not a ton this week.
I haven't heard that term in a long time. The air chair,
The
man.
air chair, baby.
Hey, this is Big Daddy on the air chair.
All right, Mandy, thanks for joining us. We're going to have Leah jumping in here in just a sec. All right, welcome back with the heavily medicated Leah Lywood.
Heavily medicated on one Advil,
Yeah.
but it feels like it.
Yeah, she feels very heavily medicated anyway. So welcome back, everybody. We're going to bring you your local news like we do every week here on our Loosey Goosey show. And this segment of the show is brought to you by White Owl Legal. You can contact them at 289-839-3075. They're 112 Main Street South, Suite 200 in Georgetown, right above the Silver Creek Cafe. Or you can also email them at info@whiteowl.legal. If you have a landlord concern or a small claims court concern, check them out and get in touch with Charles today. And welcome in, Leah. Everybody's in pain today. Your
I'm
knee,
always
your
in
back,
pain, arthritis.
IMS. It just seems to be that kind of week.
Well,
and the
we're-
weather's been really weird.
It's been wet.
We have had some bizarre, off and on crazy weather. It looks like it's going to be a gorgeous night in Lee's Garage for the Jam. So, we're having a lot of musicians coming today, actually. Got a lot of them contacting me today.
It's funny,
You guys should
in the
have
last
some
few
fun
days,
tonight.
driving like out where I am in Innisfil now, and even through coming from Brampton down through to Acton, so many trees have already turned color. Like
Yeah.
there's huge amounts of forest, and it's already orange and red.
Yeah, because, look at the cold temperatures we're having at night. It thinks it's at the end of September, right?
And you,
I know,
you
it's
always
brutal.
know it's late August when you hear the crickets are louder. And do you know why the crickets are louder? Because they're getting bigger, and when they're rubbing their legs together, it's a louder sound.
Oh, so that's why where I am, the frogs sound like they're toads that are this big.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they got bigger?
Absolutely.
I don't hear the crickets as much as I do the frogs, but anyways.
One of our sources, this is from the Independent, and it says the Ontario Provincial Police, which had been reviewing whether to launch a criminal investigation into Premier Doug Ford's Greenbelt land swap, has referred the case to the Mounties. And this is in a statement on Wednesday, one day after top progressive conservative aide resigned over the affair. The OPP said it has received a number of inquiries regarding an investigation into the Greenbelt. To avoid any potential perceived conflict of interest, the OPP referred this matter to the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, the provincial force has said. And that's big news.
It is.
Because that's our area. This is the Greenbelt.
I agree with the RCMP taking it over. It's a little bit more distanced.
It's going to hurt Doug Ford, I'll tell you.
And to me, it's just, I've been starting to call Ford our Canadian Trump right now. And then after seeing that picture today on Facebook, Trump's mugshot.
Oh, did you see that?
Oh my God, man! I was laughing so
hard. It makes
hard.
you wonder if the entire world is just a freaking movie. You know what I mean? Are all these people actors? Is this really happening in the United States?
Yeah.
There's a former president disgraced like that.
Yeah.
And he's still running.
It's just the beginning.
He's still running.
Yeah.
And
he's got tons of support.
But isn't he collectively now a part of the Georgia Penitentiary?
Yeah.
Even though he's not in jail, he got out on bail, but isn't he
He's
still
yeah. He'd
on
be a
paper,
registered
he's in
convict
jail.
there.
That's right.
He'd still be a registered
But he's still
convict.
running for president of the United States and might win.
Yeah.
It's just, it's got to be a movie. Anyway, get back to the Halton Hill stuff. This is
Just on a side note, one of the things I saw come up with CBC News, which I don't really follow, but nonetheless, is that the government is backtracking where the Greenbelt is concerned.
Oh yeah, they're
With what's going
backpedaling
on,
big time.
so we'll see what happens.
And like Big Daddy said, you figure Acton here, especially a good third of Acton is Greenbelt.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's
That's
Greenbelt
right.
here. So people, this does affect us. This isn't
This
a
is.
GTA problem.
When they talk about the Greenbelt, they're talking about us.
Yeah, exactly. A good portion of the Greenbelt is right here, and that's what they're talking about. Building 500,000 homes. Is that the number? I think.
Something
Not
like
to
that.
mention the highways and
yeah,
byways.
the other new highway that Doug Ford's kind of swept under the carpet as well is going to come right through Acton.
What is it?
So-
Highway 420 or 421?
Four.
What was it? I don't remember, but
yeah, I
anyways.
can't remember now. And I just, but the signs all disappeared, and you haven't heard about that. But yet those plans are still in place to bring a highway through here because of the truck traffic coming through Acton, especially because regional road, what used to be Highway 25 and Highway 7 here, the traffic here. I live here. Friday night here at a long weekend. It's insane.
But you got to remember, it brings business to Acton.
It does though.
It brings business. People come through here because they have to.
Truckers know. They're just driving through, and they're wrecking the roads.
Yeah.
And they're clogging up traffic. They're not stopping and buying at downtown at Vinyl Land.
No.
And there's nowhere really other than Tim Hortons on the other side of town for them to grab a coffee.
well, and it's hard for them to park. Although you
Well,
can
that's
go on
it.
a side street, but even as a car, if you need to stop going through Acton, you got to pull off somewhere. There's really no room.
It's not convenient. They're not here spending money. It's a thoroughfare, and that's all it is, right? So.
What's going on with the nonprofits, Leah?
I don't know. Many of Halton's nonprofit community service agencies are asked to support struggling families despite having operated for years with inadequate, unstable funding and women's financially undervalued labor. So says Ann Douglas, chair of the Advancement of Women in Halton, the AWH, a collective of 20 local social service groups working towards achieving gender equality for women. At the height of the pandemic, these organizations scrambled to keep lifelines open for most of the vulnerable. They were lauded by many, including politicians, for their essential work. Today, Douglas said any COVID funding has dried up, and the unsung heroes who served on the pandemic's front lines are faced with the daunting fallout, rising numbers in need, and no core funding. Oh, COVID. I don't want to talk about that.
Now they say it's coming back too.
Well,
Don't
it
they?
is.
I don't even want to talk about that. That's what I was getting
We're going to be
at.
locked down again,
Oh.
folks,
Yeah.
with our
Good
dogs and our ottoman and.
It's Wuhan now, and
We'll,
COVID.
we'll still be jamming here. Screw it. I'm not going through that again. It's,
No.
After we did the COVID thing, I just said, hell with it. And we had jams here. We had guys, everybody spread out. Go away, leave us alone.
Well, even with the vaccine, you still get it.
Well, exactly. You can still spread it.
So
you
yeah,
still
maybe
get
it's a lesser feeling. Maybe I don't know,
Yeah.
but
And again, a lot of bullshit and lies that they told us over the years.
Oh, it's
and
coming again.
And I just
just watch.
go away. And I changed the channel and I watched a show like Roadkill. Funny, love it, love it. All right, jumping to our next story. Volunteers help strengthen the feeling of community, and a local nonprofit aims to expand, which is nice to hear, such as opportunities for area residents seeking a new hire for the task. Community Development Halton, or CDH, has shared an opening for a 7-month contract position of a volunteer engagement program officer. So if you're looking for something along those lines, this could be perfect. Volunteer Halton seeking a dynamic, forward-thinking, and creative individual with a passion for education, engagement, and community development for the position shared at CDH. They shared this release this week. So if you're looking for a job, get in touch with the Community Development Halton. And could be an interesting job.
That's a gig.
Yeah, it's a good gig. And it's something, helping the community at the same time.
Well, if you're heading to the beach, you'll want to stay out of the water at Prospect Park as of August 23rd at 3 p.m. And the latest beach water quality report from Halton Regional Public Health. Prospect Park Beach in Acton, of course, that's at 30 Park Avenue, tested unsafe for swimming on August 2nd and is still unsafe for swimming. So stay out of the lake, please, folks. Don't be swimming in there. And
I grew up right across from Prospect Park. I lived at 36 Knox, and I loved that place, man. I was, as a teenage kid, go swimming whenever you want. We had a rope swing out there. We rode our dirt bikes over there.
I love walking around the track.
Yeah, the band shell wasn't there at the time.
And checking out the swans, and
it's very peaceful.
Yeah,
it's very, very peaceful. But don't go swimming there as of yet. And as soon as it opens, we'll let you know.
And I'll do one more here. Here at Halton Hills Online, with Labor Day weekend coming up next weekend, a gentle reminder from us, members of from Halton Hills Online, 2 members of the public, that driving under the influence of alcohol and drugs is a crime in progress. Call 911 immediately to report a suspected impaired driver. Go out, have some fun the next couple of weekends, folks. But Labor Day seems to be a rise in drinking and driving, and the other two. And let's keep our area safe.
Well, you see what's happening just on weekends and regular weekdays with some of this. I can only imagine what the numbers may hopefully not be come the
well, it's
holidays.
disturbing lately with all the impaireds we're having.
80 proof or 80 whatever. Yeah. So let's see. So this article we got from Halton Hills today. In the wake of Premier Doug Ford. There we go.
There
That's
you go.
not a bad name.
That actually could work, Let's just leave that in there.
We'll just say Doug Ford. There we go.
Ford.
Extending new strong mayor powers to Halton Hills. Oh, God help us. Mayor Ann Lawler assured the public and fellow council colleagues that the new tools are unnecessary. I tend to be a collaborator. When I think about the way our council makes decisions, I think that the status quo is quite effective, Lawler told Halton Hills today. I don't see the strong mayor powers that the province is providing will particularly be needed in order to achieve the things that the province has said they want. Ford revealed the move during the Association of Municipalities of Ontario conference earlier this week. A decision that the mayor said was shocking for her.
I bet.
However, several councillors voted their concerns over the policy, with Councillor Jane Fogel calling it undemocratic.
Yeah.
And I saw that this week when they were saying they were going to increase the mayor powers, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, there were like 120 mayors across Ontario that are getting increased powers or something like that.
That's
and
ridiculous.
I'm like, why do they need more? Like,
they actually have the power.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, now maybe it's perfect. Is it in connection? I haven't looked into it yet.
Me either.
So I don't know. Is it in connection with the federal government and perhaps being able to step up a little more in their community based on what's coming down the pipe from the federal?
Absolutely.
So we'll see, or from the premier.
No one knows their community better than the mayor knows their community. I mean, the mayor lives here and lives through everything.
Having a federal
whatever town you're in.
Don't get me wrong, Michael Chong and Ted Arnott are great at Queen's Park and Parliament, but Ted doesn't live here necessarily. He lives in the area, but not. He's not in the heartbeat of it like Ann would be. You know.
Yeah, Ann's right here.
He's at council every month and blah blah blah. So.
Well, I'm wondering, they keep talking about Doug Ford, so as I said, I'm wondering if the powers that be with the Conservative, maybe the provincial government, working with mayors of municipalities and giving them more authority without having to actually, maybe there'll be a list of things they don't have to go and ask permission for anymore, as opposed to having to be overseen on things. That may not be a bad thing. So I don't know. I haven't looked it up, like I said.
We'll keep you informed as it comes down the line, and we'll see how it happens and transpires to... maybe make changes that we may need that we don't even know about. Never know.
It's new, so.
All right, this is a cool story. Iranian-Canadian Yasmin Mirza, I guess is the best way to put it. Murals grace many municipalities around the world, from Mexico City to Venice Beach in California to Florida's Tallahassee, just to name a few. She also has major works in 2 locales named Georgetown, one on the wall of Williamson County Tax Office in Georgetown, in Texas, and the other on a bell box in Georgetown, Ontario. So that's kind of cool. Her work, titled A Trip to the Garden, delights locals walking in the Dominion Gardens Park and along Maple Avenue. Like many of the bell boxes artist features in Halton Hills today, Marisha says she attempted to capture Georgetown in the mural. So
she did, and that mural is on the right-hand side. When you're going, you're walking up Maple. It's on the right-hand side.
I've actually seen it.
Just before you get to, right across from the apartment building at the corner of where a well-known personality lives, as a matter of fact. I don't know who that is, but there is a well-known radio star living in that building.
But now you're pushing it.
Anyway.
She's been feeding him drugs or something, I swear to God.
Just
he does that on his own. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I think there's a little extra that's being thrown in there once in a while.
Those brownies. The brownies killed me. Brownies. The Georgetown Terry Fox Run is back, and it will be operating in person next month for the first time in 4 years. And now being held at the Georgetown Fairgrounds versus the virtual option that was implemented during the pandemic. The run is one of more than 10,000 to take place across Canada this fall, and participants are encouraged to walk or run anywhere between 1 and 5 kilometers on September the 17th from 9:30 a.m. until noon. The track at the Georgetown Fairgrounds is accessible for strollers and dog-friendly, as a matter of fact, provided they are on a leash.
To help you with the
and he knew where I was, didn't he? One of our dogs here, yes.
Yeah, Rusty
knew what I was
across
talking.
the road.
Rusty knew. Rusty knew.
Hey, he was up there. He's looking over.
Yeah. He's very in touch with what goes on in the street.
He's intuitive with everything. Oh,
very much so. Yes.
Now the town is closing down the Acton Arena, I understand.
So the Acton Arena is currently completing a project to implement a refrigeration heat recovery system. That just sounds like such a
big task.
Contradictory, though.
Well, that
refrigeration and heat
recovery. Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, it does actually.
I kind of had to think about that when I read it, but anyways. So implement a refrigeration heat recovery system and replace the existing dehumidifier on the Townsley rink. This is a major project with a significant mechanical and electrical infrastructure upgrade. To complete the electrical upgrades and bring the new arena mechanical systems online, the electrical system for the entire facility will need to be shut down. So that's it, you get no more hydro. During the shutdown, Halton Hills Hydro will be switching over the service feeding from Queen Street, and our contractor will be completing necessary electrical upgrade works for the new transformer and within the building. So there you go. If you're without hydro for a week or so, you'll know why.
I have a generator. I'm good.
Oh, you're good then.
Screw everybody else. I got.
So that's an interesting thing going on there.
But yeah, they've been working on that a lot. I drive by there almost every day, as Big Daddy does too. And they've been doing a lot of work at the rink. And they got a lot of good programs that go on there throughout the year.
Well, running an ice rink is not an easy.
I remember being a rink rat at the old rink over at Prospect Park. Like I say, I lived across the road, so it was perfect.
You know what really amazes me is in the NBA and the NHL when they both play the same. They flip from a basketball court into a hockey rink.
Yeah.
All within a few hours.
Yeah.
And they constantly flip back and forth.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
I know.
When
and
you
some
think
of
about
them
it?
actually lay the floor over the ice.
Yeah. Just
actually
incredible.
lay the floor over the ice.
Yeah,
Yeah, some
incredible.
not ours, but some of the arenas out throughout the NBA and the NHL. That's how they do it. They just bring a floor in, take the boards out, and it goes right over the ice.
Absolutely
so they don't
incredible.
even have to get rid of the ice. Yeah, like it's really bizarre.
That's cool.
From our good friends at The Independent, in response to the spread of opioids tainted with xylene, or horse tranquilizer for that matter, Halton Healthcare Community Hospitals provide patients at risk of opioid use with free test strips to detect this dangerous sedative. Xylene is also known as Trang. Is a
Trank.
Trank. Yeah,
Xylazine.
Trank.
Yeah,
Xylazine.
Trank. Now I know what you're talking about.
Is a veterinary medication not approved for human use. It can cause severe skin ulcers and respiratory and central nervous system depression or death, especially when combined with opioids such as fentanyl. In Halton, there have been patients with opioid-related conditions presenting these symptoms, and we saw individuals with large ulcers, people who remain sedated after having 1 or 2 rounds of Noxalone, which is the drug, the anti-drug thing they use, or having seizures as part of the withdrawal from the opioids, said Jeremy Butler, Medical Director of Emergency Medical Health and Addictions, in the media release that was released. We have exceptional treatments for opioid disorders. If our team can advocate for and provide tools to reduce the dangers of their use, reduce bad health outcomes, and invite connection to care, we're proud to do so, said Butler. And yeah, we've constantly been hearing about the opioid problem going on here
It's
in
been
Halton.
over.
How many
Long
times?
time.
How many times
Years.
bigger? How many times bigger is a horse than a human being?
Yeah, well, exactly.
And
you
this
know.
is a tranquilizer for
For a
a horse.
horse,
Okay.
yeah.
So it's like knocking yourself in the head.
Yeah.
You know, just boom.
Yeah.
You know. I don't know. I've never used it. When you said Trank, then I knew exactly
Yeah.
what the drug you were
Well, I
talking
just-
about. Yeah.
I don't know. The Q,
Yeah.
small Q screws me up. so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I said, it's just a constant story here in Halton. So again, if you know somebody that's dealing with opioid use and you can get them some help, we really recommend it, big time.
And we weren't making light with the horse sound
No, not
effects.
at all.
It is a serious problem.
Yeah.
I've had friends die of overdoses, and it's very.
Well,
very
that's one of the
sad.
reasons for, especially through COVID, because of course everything amped up considerably. But that's why they tell everybody, if you can have a Noxalone kit
Yep.
in your car
Yep.
and have it with you, because you may just be that person on a corner when somebody goes down.
Yeah.
That's right.
And if you've got it handy, you're saving a life right there.
Yep.
So-
Absolutely.
Let's see what's going on this weekend. This is from Halton Hills Today. Saturday, Acton Trunk Sale, of course, August 26th, from 7:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at the Acton GO Station parking lot. The Rotary Club of Acton is back for the season with a popular trunk sale as we wind down the year now. And shopping for a variety of products or becoming a vendor for $15 cash. Pardon me. No reservations are required. Simply show up anytime after 7 a.m.
Drive in with your car loaded up.
Yeah, I'll do one more for the Georgetown Farmers Market, August 26th, 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. in downtown Georgetown. Shop every Saturday morning from a mix of vendors that offer farm produce, culturally diverse food and products, handcrafted jewelry, soaps, candles, and more. And don't forget the Acton show is on Thursday. The Acton Farmers Market. Did you ever have those blanks?
Holy brain fart.
The
there.
show.
Show? What show?
Show.
What show? What are you talking
Really
about?
big
Oh.
shoe.
What am I missing?
You know, you often get those when you're in radio or TV and you get the blanks. It's like, what the hell am I
Called a
talking
brain
about?
fart.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just call it brain fart.
It's called being 62, man.
Lawrence Welk is in the house.
Turn on the bubble machine. Here we go.
So I said Lawrence
Turn
Welk
on
is
the
in
bubble
the house.
machine.
Those are real bubbles, people.
They sure
Oh
are.
my goodness.
All right, what are we all? You carry on there, Leah.
So, August the 26th at 10 a.m. at the Halton Hills Public Library is the drop-in family story time. Georgetown and the Acton branches explore new themes each week through stories, rhymes, and songs. No registration is required, and kids absolutely love, especially
Yes.
younger kids.
Yeah,
Oh,
they love that stuff, and I'm glad to see
Yeah.
them still doing that stuff because it just
Yeah.
gets the kids away from the video games and stuff, right? So
I do it with my grandkids, and they're only the youngest ones are only 3 and 4. And I say, "Want a book?" Nana, okay, can we both have a book? So they
Yeah.
both have to pick what book they want, so I can read
good.
both.
Like
But
to
I
hear
love
that.
it. Yeah.
Might as well take this one too.
Okay, so August 26th from 10 a.m. to noon at the Halton Hills Public Library is the drop-in circuit?
Circuit.
Oh, it was spelled wrong. That's why. Circuit bookmark making. That's at the Acton Library branch, public library branch. Join the library team and use the circuit or Crycut. It is
No,
circuit.
Well, you
To
can
make
tell
your
it's-
book, yeah, I wasn't sure. And use the circuit to make your own bookmark. Make a custom design and then the use of circuit to cut it out. This
That's got to be
program,
That's got to be Crycut.
I think it's
No.
Crycut.
Well, it can't be
Well,
because
it is
it's
Crycut.
underlined because it's
Okay,
spelled
hold on.
wrong.
We'll be back in a minute.
Now we have to.
Yeah, but
Google
Crycut,
it.
it's cutting. They're talking. It's about cutting and making your own bookmarks.
Okay.
Anyways, whatever it is.
Whatever it is, there it is. It's gone now.
Okay, we're back now. So use the Crycut. I'm going to say Crycut because I really think it's just something we don't know. To cut it
obviously.
out. This program is in partnership with the Acton Fall Fair.
I have no idea
And I'm
what
gonna have to look that
Crycut
up
is.
after.
No, we're going to Google that when we get off the air
Oh,
now,
yeah.
for sure.
Actually, hold on. Amanda, you can take a break from social for a few minutes. Look up the Acton Public Library and see if it's Crycut or Circuit. Please. And thank
There we
you.
are. There
We'll
we
give you
are.
the answer shortly.
And it's the one going on August 26th.
I think it's Crycut. Yeah, at 10 a.m.
All right, I'll take.
Public Library?
Yeah.
Acton, yeah.
I'll take this one on, these two on, and August 26th as well from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Halton Hills Public Library, both the Acton branch and Georgetown. They're a busy place. They're going to have some board game fun. This week there will be games like Catan, Monopoly, Root, and Risk, and there's no registration required. So that's August 26th from 2 to 4 p.m. at both libraries. Like I say, they're going to be really busy this weekend. So
Yeah, it's awesome.
good for
though.
them.
But it's a long weekend too. So.
Proud and happy to be joining them for our 7th year. I couldn't believe I've been doing this for 7 years with the Acton Legion. August 27th from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. at the Royal Canadian Legion in Acton on what is that street?
Which street?
Acton. The Legion branch is on which one? What's the name of that street?
Oh, God.
They
You're
have
throwing
their
a curve at
7th
me.
annual show and shine. Cars and fun will be abound at the annual show, and it rolls back at the local Legion. Barbecue food available, which is awesome. They have great food there. From 12:30 p.m. on to 4 p.m. Onward, in lieu of admission, donation to the Acton Food Share is always welcome, and they really, really hope you can. And last year when we did it, I was so happy to see how many people brought food. They had a ton of food there. Please do it again this year. We're going to be giving away tons of prizes from Napa Auto Parts. We've got a huge box this year of prizes. We had tons of stuff last year. It was great. A lot of fun. We're looking at probably close to 300 cars this year. It is a massive car show. People come
Beautiful.
from all over Ontario to do this car show, and I'm proud to be, part of the Legion and doing this in my 7th year. That's very cool. I didn't know it was 7 years. I was like, what? Really? It's been that? Wow. Okay.
So we're in the continuing search for Crycut.
No,
C-R-I.
it is. It's Crycut.
Is it?
That's
okay.
what I thought. It
I'm
is. It's
dying to
Crycut.
know what it is. Well, I know what it is now because you told us.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
It's to cut and make bookmarks.
Music in the Park, August 25th to the 27th at the Old Armory, 1 Park Avenue in Georgetown. Get ready for a weekend of musical entertainment by Globe Productions. The show celebrating the group's love of musicals also doubles as a fundraiser to support the upkeep of the Old Armory. Show times are Friday at 8 p.m., Saturday at 2 in the afternoon, 8 p.m. as well, and Sunday at 2. A $20 cash donation at the door is the suggested minimum for addition to the event. And there we are. How are we doing for time?
We're not going to have time to go through the
we're
Crycut
tight.
stuff. We
It's
got to get.
time.
Yeah, we're really tight for time here.
Look it up, Crycut. It's a word.
Look it up, Crycut. Get back to us through the week, and we'll talk about it next week. And,
Georgetown Raiders.
Yeah.
Yo.
Way
We
to
won
go.
one. We lost one. We will be hooking up with them.
Absolutely.
Coming up.
We're getting started with them as well. We just want to remind people, please, if you're going to be out partying and having a lot of fun, especially with Mandy's telling us what the gig guide's going on, please call a cab, call a friend, make arrangements. Do not drink and drive. We really enforce that here, especially with Easy Taxi being part of our crew here as well. And we're brought to you by...
Max Tires, 905-873-92 855.
Have a great weekend, everybody. We're going to bring Mandy back in. Thank
Randy.
you all for watching. We love you guys for every week. We can't believe this is still going 3.5 something or almost 4 years
It
later.
is 4 years. No, it
4
is
years
4 years.
later.
Yeah.
And we thank you guys. We love it. And have a great weekend. Be safe out there. And we'll catch everybody on the B-side.
And don't forget that we have to say something before we go, right? Community is community. Driven.
Community is driven by community.
You navigate.
We drive.
It wouldn't be a regular show if it didn't have a little dig into my little baby sister Leah here.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Be
Cheers.
safe and enjoy your long weekend.